Good afternoon and welcome to a chilly Billy's Lake at Norton Disney. On here on a U-Wing competition social again, 48 hours. Link to U-Wing competition somewhere up there if you don't know what it is. But yeah, anyway, so here with, I think there's 16 or 18 of us here. There's 22 swims. I'm in swim 8. Swims were decided by a duck race, as they were for the previous time when I came to the Turners Lake Social, which is a corner of the lake with, at the moment, a northeasterly wind coming into it. So yeah, very chilly, even though it's sunny. So, and that said, it's going to be all rain from tomorrow afternoon. So it could be a pretty wet, cold couple of days on here. But we're here. We're going to try and catch some fish, put some fish on the bank. I'm going to talk to other people and try and get some information on the flog to help people who may want to come here. So bait-wise, I've come in quite heavy really. It's the end of April. You know, the fish should really be on the munch by now. But like everywhere, the weather's been up and down and pretty cold, and the fish just aren't getting their heads down on any lakes. You're getting odd spells. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. I've got a 5 kilo bucket of the, well, the same pellet that Korda put in here. I've got a 5 kilo bucket of flazed make with a couple of kilos of corn, sweet corn in that as well. And that's all been flavoured up with manila, cloudy manila juice. What else have I got? I've got probably 3 kilos of manila pellet and a bucket of about 3 kilos of a sort of ground bait mixy fish meal base mix that you used to put, well, used to be common to people do sticks with them. I think it's got off the radar now, but I still do it. So yeah, the idea was to find a couple of spots. Obviously you've got the map layout or topography, depths, let's say depths of the swims and everything, and distances you're allowed to go. I could go up to 80 yards I could fish, but I'm fishing 2 rods at 11 wrap, well, one at 11 and a half and one at 11, but on pretty much the same spot. If you go just beyond the 11 wraps, so, or if you go 12 wraps, you've got a bit of gravel, come back, you've got some pretty deep silt. That's at 11 and a half wraps. I've got 1 rod in there. Come back a bit further, you've got fine or thinner silt, not as thick. And again, when you cast a lead, you've got a bit of a thud as that goes down. So I've got 1 rod on there, and that's had quite a lot of the flake maize and the end of my last 5 kilos of my winter bait that I use, the creamy milk with plum from Carp Company. So that's, I'm going to concentrate on those spots unless I see anything. So I've not seen anything else. Then my left hand rod is towards the 8 wraps out, I think it is. 7 3/4 wraps out. And again, towards this left hand side, I've got a tree margin and everything. Don't get close to the trees, you've only got 2 foot of water. Come away a bit further, and it suddenly drops off. There's a 4 foot dip. Go beyond it, gravel 2 foot, come back probably a couple of foot past it, you go back to 2 foot gravel. So I'm in that dip, and I've put out there, I've put out a kilo of boilies, about a kilo of the ground bait mix. And yeah, put out that. I've put a snowman, Icelandic red snowman, with a little stick on it of the ground bait. At the moment there's a coot diving on the area, but hopefully he doesn't pick up my baits. But yeah, that's the plan of attack for today, or for the weekend, unless I see fish show in my area, in which case I will put a solid bag on and just chuck one out towards it and see what happens. The bailiff said the fish seem to respond to yellow on here, so as I say, those two right hand rods are over flake maize and sweet corn, so plenty of yellow out there. One of the rods is a solid bag with a little yellow wafter in there, and the other rod is, it's my creamy milk boilie with a bit of plastic corn on top and a 3-bait stringer. Went out with that, so we'll see what happens. Part of me wants to go and put some more bait out now. It's 5:10. Took me a long time to get set up today and find my spots, but I'm going to sit on my hands for a bit and hope something happens. So far, well, Dave was here Tuesday and he had a couple of fish straight away Tuesday. He's had another one Wednesday morning, and then Adam has turned up. He's in on the same point with Dave. He had one yesterday and he'd had one this morning as well, but unfortunately that was foul hooked. Neil the chef, he's turned up yesterday as well, and he had one yesterday. I think his was £27 from memory, so he's happy. And then the official social started at 11 o'clock today, and the first fish out is Rob up in, I think he's in swim 2, I think he's in. He's had an 18-pounder this afternoon. And I've got Nick and can't remember the other guy in 6 and 7 next to me. They're doubled up really close, so if they have a fish I can nip around there with the camera as well, and hopefully get some footage of fish for a few of us. And yeah, update the vlog either later on or tomorrow morning to let you know what's happened. So see you then. Well, good morning, and yeah, welcome back to a very cold Billy's Lake. It's freezing. As you can see, I've got all my, well, you can't see I've got all my winter gear on. Trust me, I've got my thermals on, I've got my winter suit on, and I've got my coat on. And other than my coat, I had all this on in my bed last night, and it was, pretty cold. Not a lot happened. I never heard any fish all night crash. I had 2 bleeps on my middle rod at 2 o'clock this morning. And then another bleep on it about 3 o'clock this morning, which led me to think it's probably something wrong with the rig or tangled. So I wound in at 5 o'clock just as the sun was coming up, or not the sun was coming up, as it was getting brighter. But no, the rig was perfect, so not sure what happened there, and that was the creamy milk bait with the 3-bait stringer on it. So yeah, not really sure what occurred there. Personally, I think my rod going over my shoulder into this 4-foot hole just off of the bank, this is my best shot at a fish out of there. The sun's come up, it's now shining on that side of the lake, so if anything's in there, that water's going to warm up now. I'd say it's the next couple of hours or not at all, that rod. Tyler in 21, he's had a 20-pound 3 ounce, I think it was, he put in the picture that he's put, but nothing else has happened in the night. Interestingly, there was over that side of the lake on the back of the wind, so a bit sheltered. And that's where I'd be if I was a fish, where I'd be as a human, on the back of the wind. This wind, as I say, is freezing, hence why it's probably so cold last night. But yeah, not to my knowledge, nothing else has happened. I was half tempted to put some more bait out this morning, but I've resisted, in the fact that I know Dave has said as I said earlier, he's been here since Tuesday. Nobody's been in this swim since he's been here. So the only bait's certainly out there for the last 5 days is mine. So I didn't put any more in there. Hopefully what's out there is enough. If a fish passes, I can pick one up. I think it's Anthony next door and Nick. One of them was spodding earlier, so they've gone with a rebaiting up approach. It'd be interesting to see how that works. And Dave on the point, I was watching him this morning, he's fishing at 27 wraps. I can't cast 27 wraps, and I was watching him spom, or spod, whatever you want to call it, to 27 wraps into the wind. So yeah, that was pretty impressive. But again, to my knowledge, they've not had any fish. Normally people put something on the WhatsApp chat if they've had a fish, so nothing else on there. But anyway, yeah, all I'm doing is waffling as usual. But yeah, I'm going to get back into bivvy now because I'm freezing sitting out here for these few minutes. So catch up with you in a bit. Last Saturday in April, and I've got thermals on, winter clothes, coat, hat. Unbelievable. This morning at about 6 o'clock there's been a second fish out to Rob, £20 3 ounce. So yeah, 3 fish out so far. We've been here it's 2 o'clock now, so we've been fishing 27 hours, 16 people, 3 fish. So yeah, this wind and cold nights has really turned the fish off. I've now moved a rod out from the margins on my left. I thought if they were going to go, it was going to be this morning. The sun came up quite early and was shining onto that margin. As I say, relatively shallow water, 4 foot I was fishing, so I was hoping it would warm up, and if there was any fish in there they'd come and find my bait, but that didn't happen. So I've put that onto a 5 foot zig now, more out towards the middle. But yeah, nothing's happening for anyone. No one's seen any fish. It is weird, you've got 1,000 fish or 1,200 fish on here and they've all switched off. Just died a death. There it is. What I'm going to do now, obviously this is going to be a short vlog because there's not a lot been going on. I've just been round and had a chat with Dave and Adam, and James was still in bed, so I'm going to slip that little bit into the vlog now. Stand by your beds. This is how the posh half live. Look at this.
Here's the fridge, dining area. We've got the patio.
We have a Starbucks on site.
We do actually.
And contrary to rumours, separate beds.
Yeah. Earlier on we were in a double.
Let's go and have a look with Dave and then.
What do you think with this? What do you think to this peg? It's a bit cold,
nice, isn't it? If it wasn't windy.
It was lovely yesterday.
You've gone from last time.
I know.
Just nice.
They've got it now, haven't they?
At least you've got the sun though.
Have you not got the sun?
Nah, mate. My bib is soaked. Dave, I was watching you earlier. Spom. 27 wraps into the wind.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
You need a run up though.
I did notice.
I helped him.
It's a workout.
I helped him. I'm worried about doing 18 wraps on this one with the wind like that though.
I know you haven't had a fish during the official social, but when you did have a fish had, where was you fishing?
I can't remember if it was middle rod or right rod, but basically they're all in the same area. Buoy to white stick and in between.
18 wraps out.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
then I had my PB and a foul hook, which was annoying.
What about your fish, Dave? Was they 27 wraps?
Yeah, so I've got three fairly close together, all centred around the lodge. One on the lodge, one to the left of the lodge, one on the food van, which is that white one on the right hand side.
What'd you have? 2 Tuesday, 1 Wednesday, was it?
I had 2 Tuesday, 1 Wednesday, 3 Thursday.
When the new lot turned up.
And then you lot turned up and killed it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you'd had the 3 Thursday.
Yeah, he was pulling them out for fun. That's when I was
Bloody
sulking, because he arrived. Within an hour, caught a fish,
Yeah, I knew Neil had one.
and then he was pulling them out for fun. He had 2 rods off at once, so he had rod off, fish in, put it back, was setting his other rig up. Another rod went off, and man were doing nothing. So I did sulk,
He was having a massive tantrum.
I did sulk.
Said he was going to go home.
and then voila, my peg turned on, my swim turned on. What are you fishing? What rigs are you fishing apart from your zig?
So I was on a zig now, but originally I had a snowman in there,
Yeah.
boilers on it, solid PVA bag with a little wafter in it,
Yep.
and the last one had a little stick mix on it.
So everything.
Yeah, it's not for not trying. So that's it for now. I'm going to turn this off. I'll turn it back on when we go around and have the barbecue, which we're going to do that about 3 o'clock, I think it is. So we've got Neil on the cooking again, and hopefully we'll all have a good meal. At the moment, I'm contemplating not doing another night. The forecast at the moment is rain from midnight until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. With the fish not feeding, I just feel like it might be the wise thing to do. Pack up this afternoon. Gates close at 8 o'clock, so make sure I'm at the gates by at least 5 to 8. That could all change if it's suddenly switched on, we start catching fish, but for now my mindset is I'm probably going to pack up, slow pack up after the barbecue. So I'll update the vlog obviously before I go, so see you then.
What? Cheese on the end there as well. Sign of good things to come. Spoiling us, isn't he? We just took garlic out.
Sorry? We just took them garlic wings with it going quick. I know they're fresh off.
Yeah, fresh off, all right. How?
You're in. Okay, well as you can see behind me, no bivvy. I haven't even got the mic on, I've packed the other GoPro away, so the sound might not be as good on this one. But yeah, we've all just had a great barbecue, really good food and everything. But the forecast, well, from midnight until 1 o'clock tomorrow is just constant horrendous rain. So some of us have taken the chance to pack up this afternoon and get off dry, albeit without any fish. It's and that's another contributing factor. If we were catching fish, you'd stay here and get wet, but it's still the same. 3 fish have come out, so they've definitely gone off the feed. And You know, normally it's hindsight. You're packing up all wet thinking, oh, I wish I hadn't. Today it's foresight. Let's pack away before the rain comes, get home dry, and come back another day and try again. So yeah, I mean, in a nutshell, what I would say, this is a lot prettier lake than Turner's, which is the vlog I did before. So that's a plus. And I think, you know, if it was the summer, it wouldn't matter the wind hacking in here. I'm sure there'd be fish all along this tree line to my left, and this would be a really good swim at another time of the year. But yeah, it just wasn't meant to be, I guess. As I say, there's 3 fish since 11 o'clock Friday morning, and it's now 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon. So we've given it a good go, but yeah, couldn't find the fish. They're hiding somewhere, or they're just not feeding. I'll definitely come back. Hopefully this is of some use to anybody coming and thinking of fishing billies, albeit not a lot of information. Got a bit out of Dave earlier, he's 27 wraps, as long as you can cast that far. I think Adam, he was just down into the slope where it gets deeper, he's fish, but they were before the actual social. They weren't part of the official fishing, but it was just coincidence. They had the -2 degrees Thursday night. We all get out Friday, and that's it, the fish are shut up. If it wasn't a social and you were coming yourself, you probably wouldn't come in those conditions. You'd look at it, -2 Thursday night, northeasterly and easterly winds, drizzle on and off, good chance the fish were going to shut up shop. So yeah, as I say, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the bank again in the near future.